There's a church up on top. A little market area. Yeah. Antigua. Well, we found alligators. Janet and Mike told us about this place. Stop and have a beer before we go on our excursion.
That's right.
Gonna go see Lord Nelson's boatyard. It's a place to get a couple Caribs and internet. Well, made it back to the church, and it looks like they're doing some more restoration. That's encouraging. I think we were here, Keith and I, about a year and a half ago. Not much changed. And the harbor and the ship from the church. There has been a lot of progress on the inside. The caretaker explained to us that everything has to be handmade, and it was totally redone.
Currently, we are in St. John's, which was originally just a trading town. There were 5 of them. And then for a few different reasons, it was made the capital. One being, when the Anglican Cathedral here, because we were settled by the British, became a cathedral, St. John's became the capital. Also, because of the position of St. John's in the island and the geography of the island, it is easiest to bring goods to this part of the island. And especially because St. John's is on the Caribbean or the leeward side. In the days of wooden sailing ships, it would have been difficult. They tried to bring ships in on the windward or the Atlantic side, which we are going to today. St. Paul's. If I was to drop a name, the son of William Pitt the Elder is buried right there.
Our tour took us to the defenses of Nelson's boatyard, and the guide also pointed out Eric Clapton's house, a 14,000 square foot sprawling ranch on 45 acres, Stand Fast Point. If you're interested, it rents for about $50,000 a week. Sorry about the voiceover, but the wind was horrendous. Shirley Heights Lookout also used to be a defensive position. It's now a restaurant. Now this is Point Shirley Lookout, and this is the harbor and the boat works.
Bit behind there, engineer's workshop, guard station, everything is geared towards repairing of ships, housing the Navy, provisioning them, etc., etc.
Nelson's dockyard was a fun excursion. It was pleasant walking around seeing the ships that are now in the harbor, as it's still a functioning boatyard. It was a nice tour, but we're off of Antigua tomorrow and back in Barbados. We have a day at sea in which we'll be tested for COVID, and if we pass our test, we'll be allowed to get off the ship.
Okay.
Oh, this isn't the tour bus.
This isn't the tour bus?
No, this is just going to take us to the next building.
To the tour bus. Okay, smooth. Well, we made it back to Barbados. Oh boy. Anyway, we're headed out on a rum tour, and then it's taking us to the airport. Luckily, we finally got our COVID test last night. Clearly, they were negative because we're off the ship and headed out. Well, say goodbye to the grandeur. It was a fun 14 days. It was hell getting on and off the ship, but it was a good cruise. Our first stop on our tour, Mount Gay. Just right around the corner from the cruise terminal. Well, we made it. At least to the Mount Gay.
Bar rum is Mount Gay's version of spice rum without putting in spice. Spice rums are flavored to get it taste like that. They have to put it in there. We do not make flavored rums. If you want a flavor, buy a juice. Okay? Also on a side note, on the back it says no sugar added because Mount Gay rum doesn't have any sugar. Our rum is 0 grams of sugar, so it's healthy for you. a lot of you still can't fathom that it doesn't have any sugar, what happens is that the yeast is eating the sugar. We're going to mix that together and boil it. Vapor is a light gas, and gas can't hold sugar with it. So when it turns into gas and condenses back into liquid, the liquid now will be sugar-free. So when you drink a rum and it's really sweet from start to finish, they reintroduce sugar to it.
Okay, what do we have to do, Mike?
So this is the black barrel, and we have to look through the colour is the main thing. This one is slightly darker than the previous Eclipse.
Okay.
And then Janet is demonstrating how to spin it to look for the legs.
Checking for legs. So they
Checking for legs, I can see some slower legs coming down.
So they should be thicker and slower, right, Janet?
The more viscosity you got, the older the legs.
Okay. And then you have to nose it.
You've got to do the nose. One getting chocolate.
Oh, you some chocolate? Oh, yeah.
Some sugar cane, grassy, citrusy.
Any strawberries in there? Bananas?
Bananas.
Okay, and a taste.
Okay, taste.
Smooth. Well, it's the third one. It better. Smooth?
Smooth.
Oh, smooth. Yeah, because it is 9:45 in the morning. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yes? Legs? Thicker? Yes? These are light body. This is medium. Has a lot more medium weight to it. On the nose, smell it?
Oh, it is smoother. This is our tour group. I hope we can make it to the airplane. Okay, man on the street interview. How was the rum tasting?
It's fun, it's delicious.
So good.
So good.
Yes.
Are we gonna? We don't have another one. Okay, we'll make it. We'll make it to the airport.
We'll try the X-Roll.
Okay.
So even though the island is relatively flat, in this area where our eyes can see, you have all of these rolling hills, and the persons called it the Scotland District because they said that it reminded them of the rolling hills found in Scotland. And so if you look at a map of Barbados, you'll see this area geographically referred to as the Scotland District.
Bathsheba, Barbados. Claim this is they hold some surfing competitions here. Beautiful. Beautiful area. Hey, Mike. So this is St. John's Anglican Church, which they claim it's the oldest on the island. Original church was here in 1640 something.
Yeah.
Oh, the cemetery behind the church. Interesting graves. The view from the back of the cemetery. Wow. The inside of the church. Said the altar was hand carved. Mahogany and several other woods. A mahogany tree, the rough bark, small leaves. They said there are now a protected species here on the island. I can understand why. Well, that's it for our 14-day cruise out of Barbados on the grandeur of the seas. Had a good time, even though the COVID restrictions were onerous, to say the least. It was a good cruise, thanks to people like the Diamond Concierge Ty. Had fun with Mark and Elisa, Mike and Janet, and met some new friends, Roy and Ann, Lynn and Dean, and Carol Ann. So I'm looking forward to the next cruise. That should be the end of April, so stick around.